everybody. Welcome to another week, another XGR. Joining me today are Chris, a.k.a. The Mole, and Anastasia Laserbeam. Pew, pew. And,
a pleasure to be here.
And as always, we will be going through first our little news and big news, and then the catch-up section where we talk about games we've played this week, and we will then end it with the discussion. And the discussion this week, as you may know, there was a Nintendo Direct on Tuesday that showed a lot of stuff about Smash Brothers, so we're going to talk about that. Seems like a good thing to discuss. So first off with the news, who would like to lead away?
I'll go first with my mini news.
Okay.
My mini news. Disney will be adding the Marvel Avengers to the toy-based game Disney Infinity. A new trailer shows Captain America's shield go flying by. It all then says, "Bring on the superheroes." The trailer, I will giggle at. It's called, no joke, they actually named their trailer. They named their trailer "Get Ready to Assemble." Now, the interesting thing with this is, as the shield goes on and says, "Bring on the superheroes," there's a flashing logo in the top right corner that says, it's a Disney Infinity logo, but 2.0 edition, it says here. Is this A new game, like the sequel to Disney Infinity 2.0, or are they going to be bringing it out on, say, PS4 and Xbox One and making it bigger? No one knows. Hopefully we'll find out. But that's my mini news.
Am I the only one that wants the sequel to Disney Infinity to be called Disney Infinity and Beyond?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go with my mini news next then. New game was announced called The Stomping Land, which is a multiplayer dinosaur hunting game. And it was influenced by games like DayZ and Rust. So it's supposed to be somewhat more realistic, and you can run around and hunt dinosaurs. You gotta carve their meat out basically so you can survive. So it's part survival sim, and based off some of the stuff they showed, you can actually ride on some dinosaurs. It looks kind of like third-person action-adventure Turok or something. It looks actually kind of cool.
I'm so glad you said that. When you said, new dinosaur-based hunting game, inspired by, I was waiting for you to say Turok. Yeah. I was waiting for that, but no, you mentioned two games that are on Turok. I'm like, what? And that sounds pretty cool. There's a first-person one out on PSN called, something like Big Game Hunt Dinosaurs, or something like that, which I've only heard positive things from that, so hopefully the third one's, the third person, not the third one in the series. Hopefully the third person one's better, or as good, because honestly, personally, I prefer third person to first every time.
I do too.
Because I like to look at myself and be like, okay, this guy's coming up from behind, not, oh shit, where am I being attacked?
Oh, that side of the screen is red, so turn that direction. Oh, where?
Yep.
Alright, my mini news is about how this controller they made that senses your heart rate when you play. It goes on your thumb while you're playing, and they tested with BioShock Infinite and what was the other one? Last of Us. And this is supposedly some new type of testing for video game research to sense when you're bored or overstimulated in a game. So that they can I guess better help the pacing in games. So I think that's really cool to tell. They put it in an Xbox controller and a PS3 or 4 controller, or probably PS3, BioShock Infinite. Yeah.
I'd have to say, what's wrong with being overstimulated with a video game? I can understand being completely bored, but there's a load of games out there that when they overstimulate you, you're left feeling, yeah, fuck yeah, I just did this, yeah.
I can, the only thing I would say for overstimulation is that sometimes so much is happening you literally don't know what to do until you die enough and you keep redoing the same thing over and over again that you figure out what's going on. That's the only thing, because I've had some games where there's just so much shit on the screen at one time, you're like, okay, where am I? What's shooting at me? What's making me die? What are you? I don't know what this is, sometimes all this stuff happens at once, but I can understand it.
Why are these birds angry? Why do they hate the pigs?
Why are the pigs green?
Yeah.
Why do they have crowns? Who bought them for them? How do they put them on when their hands can't reach their heads?
Exactly.
I thought maybe they would use it for, testing purposes for pacing. so they can see if they need to, because they might want, this part to be really adrenaline-y, and they can see if that part.
Yeah, they said they're gonna test it for pacing and how to they want an emotional response for like a scene or something, and to get the target emotional response, they want to see how players react with it.
Okay.
I hope it goes the other way as well. So if a player's being a complete dick online, they can just turn and say, "Okay, boom, you're now banned from life." Just send a comment to the heart.
That'd be hilarious. That was my mini news.
Okay, so on to the big news.
Thirdly, a leaked shot, I still disagree with this being called this, but a leaked shot of an in-store display has revealed the EA Sports UFC game is set to arrive on June 17th, and feature a pre-order bonus, Bruce Lee. The picture, posted on Twitter by All Games Beta, noted pre-order customers will gain instant access to the father of mixed martial arts. Brian Hayes, creative director for EA Sports UFC, gave a simple response as to why Lee is in this mixed martial arts thing. His response is, it's Bruce Lee. He then went on to say, I kind of wish that had been all his answer was, but he then actually went on after that to say, you have the premier organisation in the fastest growing sport in the world, the UFC, the most iconic martial artist in the history of the world. Bruce Lee, a martial artist renowned for his philosophies that laid the groundwork for modern mixed martial arts as we know it. I can't conceive a universe where bringing these two things together just doesn't make sense. And that's the end of my big news.
I'll go.
Okay.
You can go.
Okay. For mine, my big news is that Gearbox has announced Borderlands, the pre-sequel, which takes place between Borderlands and Borderlands 2. And I like the name of it. That's funny. But anyway, it has 4 new playable characters, which if you've played the games might seem familiar to you. There's Athena, who was from the DLC from the first one, the General Knox DLC. Wilhelm the Enforcer, who was one of the bosses in Borderlands 2. He was the robot-sounding guy, and he was in Giant Walker in the snow. And then Nisha the Lawbringer, who was the sheriff of Lynchwood in Borderlands 2. And the last character, wait for it, Claptrap. Yes, you can play as the awesome little stupid robot.
Oh, now I'm complete. I was waiting for it.
But yeah, it's supposed to take place on the moon, so there's like low gravity and stuff. And I don't know, it looks kind of cool. There is, I think they said it's coming out this year for previous gen systems, so the 360, PS3, and probably PC as well. And no word as of yet for what Sega game is funding this, but we may find that out soon.
Yep. I will say they did give a response for why it's not on PS4 and Xbox One, which I agree with and slightly disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying that it costs money to get the development there to start making next-gen games, or this-gen technically. I wish everyone would stop calling it next-gen. But this-gen games, and therefore they weren't going to do it for this one. And part of me thought, it does do that, but this game, it's a Borderlands game. Whether or not you like them or dislike them, you have to admit they sell. Which means even if you lose a tiny little bit of money by doing this for this game, when you make Borderlands 3, you've already got your leg in the door because you've got the development kits.
Yeah. Well, based off the Vita version of Borderlands 2, I could see them releasing this, and then next year they'll do the current gen version. And it'll be like Borderlands the pre-sequel deluxe edition, and it'll be like one new area, or it probably won't be a Game of the Year edition, but it'll probably, I can see them adding something exclusive to it.
Game of the Blah edition,
Yeah.
Game of the insert
Lunar
something
edition.
here.
It's also worth saying, as me and Miss Pew Pew herself can say, Point on the Moon makes perfect sense, because playing Call of Duty Ghosts, I know that doing bullets in space just doesn't affect the bullets at all. So.
Also, you don't need to breathe or oxygen, all that stuff's bullshit,
They were in a spacesuit, to be fair. They were in a spacesuit in Call of Duty, to be fair. It was just
but
legs didn't be affected by anything.
Yeah, but when you're under the water, you can clearly not breathe, so it's fine. You know, they didn't even need the spacesuits.
Yeah. Guys hold his breath for 10 minutes.
Is that how you knife kill him? Do you just, like, put a hole in the suit and then just stand back and laugh at him?
No, you knife people's legs while you're under the water forever.
Yeah. Now, when I was to say, I have to make that reference. Guy Bush can hold his breath for 10 minutes. More people need to make that reference.
Best trophy in the game.
Alright.
I also remember that in the original Monkey Island.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why they made a trophy for it.
They did, and also, that's what they did in Tales of, and he also mentions it in passing conversation a few times, like, oh, you want me to go in the water? No problem. You know I can hold my breath for 10 minutes. That's one of the choices you get. I loved it.
Okay, so my big news is that the Toronto mayor, Robert Ford, the guy who admitted to doing cocaine, basically someone made a game off of that, and your job is to get as many party points as you can while keeping your political reputation below or above zero. And it actually has a lot of audio clips from him. Some of them include "I did nothing wrong" or "probably in one of my drunken stupors." So, yeah, you pretty much just go around being the mayor and try not to get busted. Oh, and when you lose, it says you are impeached. So I thought that was fun.
Because it's based in Canada, does that mean it's going to be a top-down NES-looking game?
Maybe.
That'd be so awesome.
So that was my big news.
All right. So on to the catch-up section. Who wants to talk about the 2 games or less that they played last week? Or this current week, I guess.
Okay. I'll go. I played 2 this week. Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate Deluxe Edition. I played more of that. I'm almost completed of it. I don't know if that's English or not, but I'm almost completed of it. It sounds like I'm badly translated right now, but still. I'm almost complete. But I'm up to the final fight with Catwoman. Or one of the final fights with Catwoman, because it's going to be Catwoman and spoilers Bane. But, I assume. But, I'm stuck on it because there's a part of it where, okay, the first bit's easy as fuck. I did that without losing any bit of health whatsoever, because it's basically the same fight as the first one with her. Easy, I got that down. Then the second one, she blinds you with her escape claws, as she called it. Where she scratches his eyes. Brilliant. But then you're blind and she keeps coming at you and you have to press dodge at the exact right moment or you don't dodge. When you have to dodge and stun her and punch her. Oh my god, me and Crispy played that multiple times on that one bit over and over again. The most we did was manage to do it once. Half the time we were convinced the controls weren't working.
Wow.
Because he didn't even move slightly to show he was doing it off wrong or something. But honestly, despite this bit, even when I go to complete it, I loved that game. I really thought it was kind of cool. I also discovered what they did instead of Riddler trophies, which I approved of a lot more than Riddler trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Riddler trophies, where, essentially speaking, if you played the previous one, Riddler puts a trophy in a cage and then says to you, use a magnet to get the ball through, because, you know, he's Riddler. He doesn't bother giving you riddles. He just says, yeah, just do a magnet, it's cool. Whereas this one, you have to scan each room you go in with, like, the scanner holding L1. You scan the room and you find, like, evidence. When you've got all 3 pieces of evidence, you unlock a concept art, and you also get a message that tells you how these crimes happened. Because Batman's actually using detective skills, so when you find them, you get more of
Wait, whoa, Batman's a detective? What nonsense is this?
Yeah. When you got all 3 of them together and he's got these stuff, it tells you stuff like how Joker's men took over the wing they took over. How did Black Masks? How did certain people get to the areas where you thought they couldn't and stuff? So I'm like, I like that. That's kind of cool. It makes a lot more sense for Batman's world than the Riddler trophies.
Yeah. The
ones that made sense for Riddler was the ones from Arkham Asylum, where they were riddles. It's in his name, people. Now, the second one I played this week, Pro Evolution Soccer 2014. I love this game. I'll be honest, I kind of like this game. As far as sports games go, I like this. for those of you unfamiliar, there's two football or soccer, before anyone makes that comment, there's two football games released every year over here called FIFA by EA and Pro Evolution by Konami. Basically, FIFA is all the licenses, all the special effects, all the glamour. Pro Evolution has a lot less licenses, like it only has like Man United and like one or two other teams licensed, and then the rest, like Liverpool would be called Merseyside Red, and stuff like that, so you have to figure it out. It's easy to figure out which one's which, but they do that, but they concentrate on the gameplay, which I enjoy that a lot more. And honestly, I like Pro Evolution. I've been playing the Become a Star mode, or Become a Legend mode, or whatever the hell it's called, where you play as one guy, and I'm up front, and basically people pass me, I have to wait for my team to tackle the other people, so I can only control one player in this mode, and whenever I get the ball, I score, which I say my manager's a bit of a ditch, or a bit of a douche, or an idiot, whatever, a twat, whatever you want to call him, because, check this out, Richter.
Uh-huh.
My character of me, I couldn't make him fat, unfortunately, but me, highest goal scorer in the whole league. I've scored the most goals in the entire league. Every match we've put me on the pitch, we win. Would you do what he does and leave me on the bench for most of the season? Literally, we were like nearly top of the league or something. He stopped using me and went all the way fucking down. Because I couldn't play. I'm like, what the hell did I do? Is there some sort of DLC where I find out I've been banging his wife or something? I don't understand what happened. And I understand why. It's because my skill, and I don't mean that in an arrogant way, my skill is better than what my stats are. Like you can play the wrestling game and you can win with like a really low down CAW.
Right.
I've done that in the past. However, because the game reads the stats, not the actual accomplishments, and the same thing happens with the FIFA one too, because FIFA has a similar mode they kind of copied, but yeah. Basically, what that means is they're reading my stats as being like 64, where they've got like 70s on the pitch, and they're like, we don't want to use this guy, he's too low down in stats. But I'm like, use the fucking accomplishments, read what I've done. Don't be so blind. But Pro Evolution Soccer 2014, and yeah, they have loads of modes in that, and DLC and shit, and when you buy it, when I got it, because it's free on Plus, it included shitloads of DLC. The only one it didn't include was the World Cup. And before WrestleMania this year, I will say I did play it with the Crispy, and we set up a league where he got to play as Man U, because I like to play as Man U because that's his favourite team. I'm playing as, I can't remember, I think it's the game's version of Arsenal, which is like London Red or something like that, but I'm playing as them, and we set up an actual league where we take it in turns and we compete against each other. It's fun as hell. Check it out today if you like football.
Yay!
Did you want to go next, Stacey? Or?
Sure. I played like a crap ton of games because I kind of like went on a 3DS binge, but I dropped like $160. Yeah, I dropped like $160 on 3DS games. Okay, but which one should I talk about? Okay, I played Yoshi's New Island, and that's it's really fun, but it's like very predictable. They didn't really do add anything they added a few new things, but it's not like really new. It's just like, oh, there's a big egg instead of, a bunch of tiny ones sometimes. There's nothing really that like groundbreaking or new or exciting about it, but it's still like fun and it's still the same game. So if you love the original, you're gonna love these. But if you didn't like the original, there's nothing new for you here. So that's the only thing I have to say about that. If you didn't like it, don't pick up this one. Because it's pretty much exactly the same.
I will say that is an excellent review.
Oh, thanks. Because, he's not even throwing real eggs, because they're probably, like, I just imagine the way that would work would be Yoshi would be throwing his voluntarily controlled periods at people. Because that's what it is, it's an unfertilized egg, and that's pretty much what it is, right?
To be fair, they don't get fertilized, so what he's doing is he's committing the genocide of his own people by throwing his babies at people. So,
well, and for sure, but I was thinking, how effective would that be to stop somebody? Hey, I'm just gonna throw a bucket, friggin' jar of my period blood on you. That would fucking stop you. You'd be like, oh, that's fucking nasty, and you would just stop what you're doing, whatever you're doing, and you just have to clean yourself off or take a shower or something.
Basically, you're allegedly female, Stacey. So, imagine next time you get into a fight or something like that, open up your legs, pop out a baby, still with the cord, swing it round David vs. Goliath style, and then release it and see how effective it is.
Yes, because, I can just pop out babies by myself.
Why are neither of those a weapon in South Park? Maybe
well, in all fairness, one of them is a boss, so.
I know, but that's how you should get it as a weapon.
You didn't play.
You can wield it after it's dead.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one game I played, and another game I played was Bravely Default. I played that. That was cool. It was kind of weird how you had to put the 3D you put the AR card down and it would show like the cutscenes of games within your living room through the AR card, and it was like all 3D-ish. You could kind of look around and stuff. Well, that was cool. It was kind of weird, so that was
I want that game.
Yeah, it's really interesting and stuff. It's just like it's just that part kind of threw me off. I was like, okay, what the hell is going on?
Is that your official review?
No.
It's interesting and stuff.
I want to sit on the back of the box.
Yes.
Yeah, but see, like when the cutscene started, like I was I was pointing like my 3DS, like I wasn't like looking anywhere particularly, so it was just looking down. So I'm just like looking, I guess, at her shoes, and the cutscene just started to play out, and I'm like, wait, I should probably like look up or around or like zoom out or something, So I'm like, what is going on here? And it took me a while to figure out I could like zoom out and like see the whole picture, because I'm like, why are her shoes talking? That's so weird. And it's like. What is going on here?
People.
Like I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. I'm like, why is she walking around like that? Is this still part of the game? Like I don't even know what was going on. So.
And I'm gonna guess no one in this conversation besides me watched the Shoe People, right?
What's the Shoe People?
It was a cartoon back when I was like really, really, really young, and basically it was like the Smurfs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except instead of being small and blue, they were shoes that could talk.
That sounds terrifying. But yeah, her shoes were talking, and it was going through all this drama, and I'm like, wow, life of the shoe is really hard for them. And then, like, I hit something, and I zoomed out. I'm like, oh, there's other stuff going on. That's cool, and I can see her face and things. And I missed, like, half of whatever she was saying, apparently, because it was very emotional or supposed to be or something. So, yeah. So make sure to do that when the cutscenes start. But otherwise, it's really fun. I like you can have two weapons. And I can have these dual weapons, and it's pretty awesome, because I have one of them is double daggers, and one of them is double mage staffs. So that's pretty cool. And it increases your, like, attack, because you can do 2 attacks per turn, because you have 2 weapons. But also, something I really like, which I found interesting, although it could horribly, like, backfire, is that you can use the Brave option and put, like, all your next 5 moves, because it's, like, turn-based, into, like, 1 turn. So, like, you can have, like, a super, like, mega attack, but if you don't kill your enemy right away, which you should only do on weak enemies, you will have to spend 5 turns just getting beat up. So, only do that on enemies that are, like, weaker that you probably could beat within, like, 5 turns. Because I put all of my Braves in, like, one thing. Okay, brave, attack. Just all of them. And then, like, oh, I didn't defeat him yet, so they'll, like, kill me then. And that would, like, suck. So, yeah. Don't do that unless, you know you can kill him.
In the demo, that was awesome for the weak enemies.
Yeah.
It was, like,
awesome
brave, and then, what was it?
The default was the one where you just, like, they can't, like, barely even hurt you.
Yeah, where you defend and you stalk the turn. I just remember using I think it was the ninja, one of their skills, the one that hits everyone with, like, a 2-hander and, like, a spear, and it would just do, like, an absurd amount of damage.
And it's not like there's trophies in the game, but, like, there's, like, I don't know, like, little quest achievement things. And I don't know, it was like, press start in the menu on the screen, okay, you got an achievement thingy, like, And I'm like, okay, what does that do? Nothing! It's like, okay. Like,
so it's exactly like trophies.
No, but like, it didn't even like go ding or something. It just says, like, your quest tutorial achievement thingies are updated. And I'm like, okay. And then it shows a big stamp on them. And I'm like, yo, I got a stamp. Yay. I'm glad I got a big okay stamp. I feel so proud of myself. You're gonna put gold stickers on there too? Like,
if you get all of them, they mail you a gold sticker.
They mail me a gold sticker. That's what it feels like. It feels like I'm gonna get like a gold star or like an A+ or something, you know? It feels kind of like a little bit out of place because it kind of took me out of it like a little bit. Cause it was like, remember to press start and you get an achievement for doing this. I'm like, what? Cause some of them are actually like go to the store and like do like a legitimate thing or something. But this one's like press start or save on the world map as opposed to saving at a saving point. And I'm like, okay. Like, whatever. I'm annoyed that the mage freaking guy, or he looks like a black mage, is always, I want him to join my team, and I always see him, and I'm like, hey, you want to join my team now? No, I'm just here to let you save. Oh, okay, you have the magic of saving. I didn't learn that magic of the other ones, but like, okay. Just keep using your magic for that.
That's the magic of saving.
He's like a mage, and I want him to join my team because the other girl is not really a mage. I just gave her mage stabs, or because that's what I have. But like that'd be cool if I had a mage. But no, he just keeps standing there and use your magic only for saving. That's fine. Especially since he has a green hat, man. He's just trolling me. He knows that's my favorite color, and he's choosing not to join me because he is wearing green. But yeah, it's fun. It's been really fun. I kind of like the random battles because they're just like Pokemon, you know? I'm almost expecting like a Zubat or something to come out. Or like caves to be extra, like, you know, extra battles. But it's fun. It's really fun. And I like your little chibi fairy character.
Does she have a name?
She has a name. It's Aerie.
Oh.
Okay. Like in Game of Thrones, when Arya decides to call herself Aerie because that's like a male version of her name, I guess. But that's the name of the fairy also. And okay. She has butterfly wings, not like necessarily fairy wings, which are different, but like that's like getting into really nerdy fairy stuff.
Okay, because yeah, in the demo they have her there, but I don't think they ever say her name. She's just like there.
It's like literally like fairy without the F.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, and she is the fairy of. She belongs to the. I want to say the girl kind of reminds me way too much of Tifa, except she's wearing a dress. But she's like the cheeky version of Tifa, and she is the wind fairy of the wind thingy crystal. Earth needs it thing.
And I would say, like you described that name, I also wish Pokemon were told fairies to get the F out.
Nice.
Well, she's like super nice, and she likes, I think she totally has a crush on that main character. She's like, yeah, we should be friends and team up and stuff, it'd be so helpful. And then Dress Tifa says like, no, I gotta do this on my own, it's my burden to bear, blah blah blah, I'm so emo, I'm gonna cry now, I don't need your help, even though my fairy tells me to. And then, you know, and it's funny. I swear, she's like a chibi version of Tifa in a dress. But it is Final Fantasy, so, you know, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's fun. I think it's like the first, like, Final Fantasy, it's very Final Fantasy Tactics-like. Like the other, and very Tales of Vesperia, which I find it really interesting how, like, they stop and they talk, like, you know how they do the stop and talking things in Tales? But, like, they have, like, the voice acting for, like, every little, like, random cutscene that's, like, 2 seconds, but they don't have voice acting for those talking bits. It's like, this clearly wasn't, like, a thing of time, because, like, sometimes the voice acting is like, oh, we got to reach this thing, and, like, no explanation whatsoever, end of cutscene. Like, hey, you, end of cutscene, like, because we needed that, you know? It's like, you can supply voice acting for that, but you can't supply voice acting for these things that are saying that are possibly even more important, like... It's like, okay, fine. But, like, it's fine. It's great. Okay. That's the game that I've played. Games. I'll play a lot more. I could hear forever.
So this week, the 2 big ones I played are, I played some more Tokiden on the Vita, the Dynasty Warriors Monster Hunter game. I reviewed it like 2 weeks ago, but I can't stop playing it. The game is so damn fun. I did all except the solo single-player missions, because I don't want to fucking do those. But, because it's like, no, I can have a team. I can play solo Monster Hunter. Screw that. But the, last 2 single-player missions, the actual final one isn't as bad as the one before it. The actual final one is just 1 monster, then 2 at a time, then 1 monster. But the one before it is fucking terrible. So you have to fight 4 monsters. It's at least 1 at a time. But depending on, they're each in a separate zone. And once you're in the zone with a monster, it locks the doors so you can't leave. And there's only 1 thing to refill your skills. And depending on who you pick to go with you, they start in different rooms. So if you want to if you pick 1 person, they might be in the last room. So you have to get to the 4th monster to even have them available to help you. And so it's pretty much pick the people that you get soonest. Because otherwise you run out of time, because they don't make them... in Monster Hunter, when you fight multiple monsters, they make them have less HP, so it doesn't take that much longer. But I don't think they did that for this mission. They're like, fuck it, we're going to be slightly different from Monster Hunter, and we're not going to do that. And I'm like, God, so the first time I did it, the only mission I failed was because I ran out of time.
If you're going to find me, I'm in the kitchen.
But, that mission was just not fun at all. But I did eventually beat it, and then the one after it, which is the final mission, and that's the only mission I've actually had a retreat on, where when I die and the computer can't resurrect me in time. And I was like, whoa. So it's definitely easier than Monster Hunter because I got that far without dying. But still a good game. Now I'm working on the quote-unquote online missions, which you can do them online, but there's also single-player options. So I'm just like, I'm just going to do that. Too lazy because the Vita does not have great battery life, so I don't really want to go online. I'd have to sit next to my router.
Get yourself a Vita TV.
If they released it, oh my god, dude, I would probably buy that. I really do like that.
I'll be honest, I'd buy that though.
I have to buy a Vita first.
See, I wouldn't. I'd buy the Vita TV, and then I'd be like, no, okay, I don't need the other one. Well, ironically, most of the games that are good on the Vita don't work on that. I mean, it's cool.
Plus, I think that uses HDMI, so you might be able to record them. But other game I played this week is some Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends, which is basically the expansion to Dynasty Warriors 8, where it adds a couple new characters. They added some more to the modes, and they added a new story mode for one of the characters.
It's Super Dynasty Warriors Arcade Edition?
Just about, yeah.
Yay!
They've at least done that for years, so I guess people, expect it. But what's kind of cool is since 8 is, I believe, only on the PS3, it might be on the 360 as well, I don't remember. But there's a PS4 and a Vita version, but it basically is, I think it's a little bit more expensive, but it's the core game of 8 plus the expansion, which is cool. And the story mode is for one of the characters, like I said, Lu Bu. If anyone's played Dynasty Warriors, you probably know him. And that's actually kind of cool that he gets his own story mode. But what I like is that they added more to ambition mode, which I really liked in 8, where you basically you do really small battles, but you recruit people and get famous and get materials, and the whole goal is to build this like a palace for the emperor, basically, so you could kidnap him and rule the country as using him as a figurehead. But they basically added more to the end, where after you recruit him, now then you have to go and subjugate the areas. And I'm like, yay, more excuses to play ambition mode. But so far it's pretty cool. The new characters, they added 5 of them. 2 are really good. 1 is pretty terrible. The other 2 are okay. But it's pretty cool. That's what I've been playing this week.
Nice. The Dynasty Warriors games do look cool. I still wish we had more information on Hyrule Warriors.
I know. That'll probably be Nintendo Direct in the summer.
I'm expecting it E3.
They'll probably have it. Oh, yeah. I hope it's playable at PAX. It'll probably be like an 8-hour line for it, though, like Bayonetta 2. Damn.
Are they at PAX?
They're at PAX. I believe they haven't said if they're going to be at normal PAX. I know they're not going to be at PAX East.
It was East
really
I saw that Sony and Nintendo pulled out on.
I really hope they're at PAX Prime. It's like fucking 30 miles from where they are. I'd go up there and slap someone.
There you go. Which I have to say, that's completely stupid. Nintendo and Sony, in my opinion, you made a mistake. I understand wanting to pull out because maybe you had different means or different needs or something, but check first. Because by both of you pulling out, all you've effectively done is turned that whole convention into a free Microsoft one.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, we're cool. Show up and buy an Xbox One.
I can picture that Sony's like, yeah, we're going to pull out. Then the other two can fight it out. And Nintendo's like, we're going to pull out. The other two can fight it out. And then they both pull out. And then they look, and they like look at each other like they're actual people. But they look at each other and they both go, shit! And Microsoft goes, yay! And runs away.
I see Microsoft being like, yeah, we're going to pull out too. We'll wait first. We're fixing something or doing something. When they see the other two pull out, I'm like, you know what? Let's not do that.
Let's buy their booths and just have like a fuck ton of area for Microsoft stuff.
Yes.
But the discussion this week is Smash Brothers, and they showed. Huh?
Right, I had the rack.
Oh. Oh yes, the Nintendo Direct, sorry. Was for Smash Brothers, and they showed some of the stages, talked about a couple game modes, and some new characters, returning characters, and they also showed some gameplay, like the moves of a lot of the people they've announced so far. And first thing I'm just going to mention, because why not? I'm the host, so
yep.
I can't decide if I like this or not, but the characters no longer transform. So Zelda and Sheik are now separate characters. You don't swap between them. And that I'm okay with because I like Zelda. I know Sheik is considered a lot of times better because with wave dashing, she's fucking everywhere on the screen. But I always thought Zelda was better. Sheik was kind of fun too. And I liked that it made her unique that she could swap between them. And Samus and Zero Suit Samus are separate, which I kind of like because I really liked using Zero Suit Samus. But I did not like her Final Smash. I loved Samus's Final Smash, which then made her Zero Suit Samus. So I'm like, yeah, and it's like, they're separate characters. I'm like, I don't know. And then they gave Zero Suit Samus fucking rocket boots, and she has like, so she's in that skin-tight suit with like the Power Ranger pistol, and then she has like fucking mechanical hooker boots, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, it just doesn't look right on her, in my opinion.
Yeah, which... It's also worth noting the model they used for the Zero Suit Samus looks a lot more like the other M, for better or worse.
Yeah, well, her head looks a bit big. I didn't like that.
But how else are you gonna get your anime stuff off? You know,
Isn't that what Rosalina's for? I don't know.
Well, her head's so big because after years of wearing the helmet, it sort of evolved to fill it out.
Yeah, Rosalina's so all the Ice Climber people will still be happy.
Yep.
Yeah. And also, I kind of think this is an extension of that, but with the no more, transforming or changing, I think they've pretty much taken out the Pokemon trainer and just replaced them with just Charizard. And it's like, oh. And then they added Greninja, which I don't really care about him because he's in the current one. The latest one, Gen 6, is it?
You could have used a lot derpier version of him. So as derpy as he looks, there's a lot. He has his lesser evolutions are even stupider looking. So.
Well, his Final Smash looks fucking cool though. That's the only reason I'd want to use him.
Yeah, I will say I personally don't want to use him, but I was expecting it, sort of, only because they keep doing that with Pokemon, where they keep including whichever one happened to be from the new game, but fuck it, we got Charizard, who looks awesome.
Yeah, I just find how many Pokemon are in it now?
4?
Yeah, 4, I think, at least.
4
assuming
or 5.
They bring back Jigglypuff or something.
Almost like how Nintendo games sort of focus because of which one sells. The main primarily with how many characters in each series are on is Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true.
Which kind of sucks, but stuff. I will also say, if no one was going to mention this, I will say some negatives.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on your point of view. Personally, I don't mind these. The 3DS version is coming out before the Wii U version. Which a lot of people have been saying, a lot of people complained when that news hit, like, oh, that's stupid, Nintendo, you're going to make no money off the Wii U one, because no one's going to wait for the Wii U one when they can just buy the 3DS one early. And I'm like...
Bullshit, I'll buy both. You just me buy both. That's what you're going to make me do.
I'm like, but that. I'm like, no. I understand it because it's coming out springish or whenever, or summer, or whatever summer is for the DS one. If they brought out the Wii U one in summer, that's so close to the fact like in a month we get Mario Kart. That would divide their own sales. Plus, the Wii U one needs more work than the 3DS one. I don't mean that in a bad way, 3DS fans. But the Wii U one, as well as having all the features of the 3DS, also needs local multiplayer, different control pad options, and a whole bunch of extra stuff. That's just assuming they're identical, which they're not going to be. But that's just assuming that, which means it needs more work, which means it's kind of cool waiting. Plus, fuck it, winter, I'm going to buy it.
I just think it's weird that I imagine they would want to bring out the Wii U one first to try to get people to buy a Wii U. But as my friend mentioned, I'm hoping that they might be holding back the Wii U one also to make like a bundle for the winter of like Wii U and the Smash Brothers game, like bundled together. And I was like, that would probably sell systems.
Yeah, that would sell systems. That would make sense. I will also say the other thing, which was negative or positive, depending on how you looked at it, is the mode my favourite mode or feature they announced. For fun and for glory.
Yeah.
One of which is basically, which is for fun, is catered towards all players, various abilities, random stages, and everything like that. Whereas the other one is only Final Destination variants of stages, no items, 1v1 battles are possible with that, and both wins and losses are recorded in the second one, while only wins are recorded in the first. Kind of cool. The negatives to look at is, not everyone who plays those games competitively don't want no platforms. That's a meme started on, I think it was 4chan or something like that, which isn't true. The competitive players like platforms, yet you're not letting them have platforms to fight on. They just don't like the hazards and stuff, which, fair enough. Because they want skill to win over luck, which I completely agree with. The other thing is it kind of a dig at the competitive market where one's called for glory, like all you care about is the glory, and the other one's for fun, as if people doing it for glory can't have fun. Which, I don't know if that's a dig or not, or people are reading too much into that, I'm not entirely sure. However, I like this feature. And I'll be honest, I'm going to be playing this mostly with probably Anastasia, Richter, Marcus, and stuff like that, so I don't mind. I like the idea of these two things, because at the end of the day, if they hadn't included anything for the more competitive market, people would complain. They're offering them something. They're at least trying their best for them.
Yeah.
And I see the reason they got rid of the levels of platforms is because that means every single level would then need some sort of variant where the hazards weren't on and various other stuff. This is the simplest one, but also allows for fun. Now, yes, you could argue without platforms, this also encourages stuff like, I don't know, chain grabbing and all the like camping and a whole bunch of other negative stuff, but
Little Mac usage.
Yeah, at least it's trying. That's what I'm gonna say. At least it's trying. So I give them props there.
I hated the Final Destination maps because it's so boring. It's just like a straight line. I always like to, have the platforms and stuff, and but.
In Melee, I liked that level just because I used Ganondorf, and then they couldn't flee me. I just had to, my wife and I could just destroy everything. Like, nope, you don't get to jump nowhere.
Same thing for Falcon Punch. No, I'm kidding.
But there's no Snake. I can't do the BS up B move. Even when I'm 90 million damage, I can still get back off.
Yep.
Well, don't each of the characters also have a Final Destination variant where the moves are slightly different? I
think they may do. Which something to do with... Oh, so you go.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, so they probably have slightly tweaked moves to make them more balanced, if that makes sense.
Yep. Which I will say, something to do with that is custom movesets.
That's pretty cool.
They haven't given us information, but they said you'll be able to change special abilities and give added nuance to your fighter. They can be used in online matches with random opponents, or they can't be used online matches.
Yeah,
right? They can't
use with their friends.
They cannot be used online matches with random people, but they can be in local multiplayer, online with friends. More news on that will be revealed in the future. My theory with that is that's going to be the Wii U exclusive. That's going to be one of the Wii U exclusive features because 3DS has Smash Run mode, which they showed off, which does look unbelievably fun. And I'm sure you guys want to discuss that in a sec. I just mean, but I'm not sure because the 3DS has limited space in terms of stuff like that. So I think that would be more a Wii U feature, more likely. I'm not entirely sure though.
Yeah, I could see that. That would actually be a logical step if the custom movesets were the Wii U exclusive.
Yeah, and I will say, since you can use them when you're playing with friends, when I'm playing with you guys, I have no problem if we all do that, because let's face it, you're going to want to show off your custom moves and stuff. It means, if it's two people are playing as the same character, Mark as Zelda, or Mark is playing as Link, and I'm thinking Anastasia will play as Link too, or at least their ultimate smash or final smash will be different.
I haven't played as Link. Usually I play as like Kirby or like Pikachu or very light characters.
I play as Kirby, because I do like Kirby, with the where he gets to suck people off better than Anastasia.
You're not going to suicide with Kirby, are you?
No, I don't.
No, that's like stupid. No, okay, I don't do that.
I don't do that, but I do like the and then get the little hat.
Well, watching Smash Brothers, this is an aside, I always found it funny when somebody would do the Kirby, like, not necessarily kill themselves, but when they would suck him in and jump off the ledge and try to, like, spit him out and get on the ledge again, you know? Like, I always thought it was funny when they do that, but it kind of sucks that they might ban you that they're supposed to ban you for self-destruct, so they, like, want to defeat that strategy, which is like, oh.
Yeah. But we should talk about that next, probably, the online code.
Yeah. They showed Yoshi pretty much doing the same thing of, like, licking you right off the edge or whatever.
Yeah, he does it, yeah.
Yeah, he did it off the edge and stuff, but...
Bowser! Sorry, that was always because one of his throws, he would, like, jump up and, like, spin around and, like, slam down on top of you, like, while holding you, and I always like to do that off the ledge. That looked funny as hell. You're going with me.
Yep. Which, like Richter said then, they may ban you for the self-destructs because they mentioned the online code of conduct, which is banning people for cheating, unsporting conduct from rival players as well, such as going idle, singling out opponents, self-destructing, and deliberately dropping out mid-match. Yeah. He's made it clear that rigorous code of conduct will be applied, including the ability to report other players, and those guilty of basically reporting falsely will also be banned.
Oh, nice.
And so that's kind of cool. And it says, well, the online and stuff like that gets affected by that. I like that approach, because the ones that some people are worried about this, but you need to think. They're not going to ban people for doing it in like normal matches normally. What they're doing is banning the fact you were getting people on, I think it was Brawl, going and playing with their friends, and all their friends would do was stand around taunting, taunt parties as they call them, while everyone took it in turns, ganging up on one player and just beating them up. And then if he starts to fight back, then it becomes 2 or 3 on 1 attack. Not cool. That ruins the game for people. Plus, the self-destruct is kind of cheap, and I think if that's all someone does, they'll get banned. I think 1 or 2 you might get away with it.
Yeah.
And I will say, I also like that feature plus the other feature of the for fun and for the for fun and for glory, because mixed with the global Smash Power rating system, as they called it, which is basically bragging rights, and it's sort of like a leaderboard where you get to click on, you get to see how many other players in the world you're better than, instead of seeing how many players are better than you, which is kind of cool. It's so Nintendo, in my opinion, because the approach is basically encouraging fair play, but also it's rewarding people for good performance in a very competitive and great environment, which a lot of people don't give Nintendo props for that enough. Nintendo can do great stuff towards the hardcore community. It's just the hardcore community just won't listen.
Yeah.
They gym it. Sorry. And, one other thing that I thought was cool on the stream was when or the direct, whatever, was when they showed the characters' moves that they'd already announced.
Yeah.
Because I saw Mega Man, and I was like, well, if they don't put Trevor in, I'm okay for now, because I'm using fucking Mega Man. He looks awesome. And I loved his final smash, it's like, I felt it was like anti-Capcom, because it's just like, well, Capcom, you can't put Mega Man in the game. We put fucking every Mega Man in the game.
Yep.
So it was like all of them, and they all shoot, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
And like I tweeted, while I may not be a big Mega Man fan or anything like that, I mean, I don't have anything against him, I just haven't really experienced the games too much.
Right.
I will say I did tweet, I absolutely loved how much they drew on the Mega Man games for his attacks when they showed off his moves. It's like, boom from Mega Man 2, boom Mega Man 3, boom from Marvel v Capcom, whatever it was, boom from this, boom from that. And I'm like, holy fuck, you've looked over Mega Man's entire career and made a great moveset for it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought most of them were going to be from 2, and then they showed it, and I was like, oh wow, they took a lot from like 6 and 7. That's awesome.
Then you saw, there's one from Marvel v Capcom.
The Shoryuken.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. And I will say with that, like when they were talking about the movesets, like you mentioned, Little Mac looks like a fucking beast.
He looks awesome.
Yeah, he does.
Punches his way through there. And I love the fact each character, and they've changed some of the movesets, and they've changed how they work. Like, was it Sheik or Zelda or something they've given a new Phantom move to, or whatever it was? But
that was Zelda.
Yeah, it was one of them. They're the same person. But yeah, it was one of them. I was right. But yeah, kind of. But yeah, it's a case of, I love the fact, what they've done with these characters when they mentioned it, is they mentioned the fact each character has loads of new strengths, but a shitload of weaknesses. Like, Little Mac now is weak in aerial moves, and he can't recover as well. But yet, if you're on the ground, one-on-one up close, he's a fucking beast and just goes all the way through you and stuff. That's kind of cool, and you can tell, and I don't mean to sound snidey or jaded or anything like that, but you can tell it was made by, like, I think it was made by Namco Bandai's people, the ones that make, like, Tekken and stuff, more than it was the Smash Brother ones, because they catered more to the fighting audience as well as to the Smash Brother audience, which that's genius. That makes me want this game, because I'm a fan of fighting games.
It looks pretty awesome. I like how Big Mac's final transformation, he goes and like his character model's completely different, like, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Oh, and I like how he did the little Mega Evolution where he did his little, like, you know, like, I'm calling it, it's like Digivolve, but it's the same frickin' motions, but anyway, like, he did the motion before, like, the character did it, when they did Lucario's Mega Evolution.
Oh, where he's, like, tapping his wrist?
Yeah. And you just seen the other one where, like, it literally cut to, like a Pokemon, like, stuffed animal, like, at the little recording studio or whatever. Like, he wasn't there, it was, like, in the same space, like, he turned into a frickin' stuffed animal or something. That was adorable.
And they also sadly didn't show off Sonic's moveset. I wanted to see that because I like Sonic the Hedgehog. This may come as a shock to some of you, but I do like Sonic.
Oh my god, you're a Sonic fan? My mind is blown.
I know, but no, I like Sonic. However, in Smash Bros. Brawl, his moveset was fucking shit. Compared to a load of the other ones, he was kind of shit. I kind of want to see how they've improved him or not. Because if they've improved him, I'll try maining as Sonic.
Yeah, I found that odd too that they did. They showed I guess they didn't show. Did they show Mario and stuff? I don't remember that.
They showed off something. They showed off Mario for the custom but they showed off. They showed off all the characters. Like we didn't see Luigi and we didn't see Pikachu and stuff. So I think they were just showing off some, so that we still had some more to go. But I'm hoping they've improved Sonic, and I do find that ironic. When we go to play the Smash Brother game, let's say it's a 4-player match, and there's me, you, Anastasia, and Marcus. Half of the characters we're going to use if I main as Sonic are not Nintendo-owned characters.
Pretty much.
I'm going to be Sonic, you're going to be Mega Man.
Yup. That will be funny.
Also, Rick, what did you think about boss characters?
Oh, is like the stage hazard?
Well, were they stage hazard? Cause,
they said they were linked
the dude
to the
from
stage
Mega Man
hazard.
is.
The yellow devil guy from Dr. Willy stage or whatever, when they showed it off, I wasn't sure if it was a hazard, or because the way they showed it off, and they had the cut scene of, I think it was Ridley, going over and stuff like that. You saw
Yeah.
like the stuff. I got the sense this could be, it's like the story mode or the arcade mode where suddenly you get a boss fight now and you have to take them out and stuff. I wasn't entirely sure, but they looked cool. I saw the Yellow Devil guy. I was like, that's a cool looking boss fight. I like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's like a stage hazard. At first I thought I was like, oh, they have boss fights? I'm like, oh, he's a stage hazard. But I think it's actually really cool. And yeah, they totally teased Ridley at the end. I was like, oh, Ridley. And then it was like, they kept showing the shadow. I'm like, oh, they're not going to show him. Damn.
Now, the question
I think it's like more than one boss per like places. You can turn bosses on or off.
You're breaking up like mad, Anastasia. At least on my end.
Yeah.
I will say though, with Ridley, when they showed him, I was like, yes, that's Ridley. I figured it wasn't Metroid where they showed it off. However, they did manage to create a little bit of doubt in my mind when we cut to the next bit, or a couple of little bits later, and they're showing off new characters, and there's Charizard. I'm like, wait, is Charizard a boss fight? Because it could be Charizard. I don't know it is.
Also, the background, I believe, was the Metroid stage when they showed the stages. It's called like Pyrosphere or something, which was funny because I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a Metroid stage. Wait, is that from Prime 2? Because I was like, I don't know where that's from, and I played a lot of Prime 1 and 3, so maybe that's from 2. And I'm pretty sure it was that background, so I'm sure it's Ridley because it was in the Metroid background.
If a stage hazard, though, kind of a stage hazard I want. What? I know people may disagree with this. I want King Boo. And I don't want you to be able to attack him. But if you look at him, I want him to stop and put his hands over his face. But if you're fighting and it's like, if you're in the middle of a fight or something, you got your back to him, I want him to suddenly come closer, unless everyone's looking at him.
Oh, that would be cool. What would he do when he catches you?
He'd just go, just damage you or something, but it'd still be awesome.
That needs to be a stage hazard. Well, they showed the Mario Galaxy stage, which is kind of neat, where you're on the planet, so it's rounded. I'm wondering if they'll put that frickin' Piranha Plant boss from Galaxy 1 and 2 as a stage hazard.
That makes sense. That'd work. And some of the stage hazards that they do could be awesome. I'm hoping we also get some third-party ones mixed in there. I know we're going to do one for each series, but I'd like Metal Sonic.
I think that'd be
Sonic or Chaos.
I want Reggie to be the assist trophy. I really want him to be an assist trophy. That'd be so awesome.
Real quick, yes, because when you activate it, he should go, your body is ready, and it powers you up. But I think third-party stages, that'd be a good way to include more stuff from either that they weren't going to make a full character for, or that they, just have as an assist trophy or stuff they just want to mention. I think it'd be cool to have, stages of third-party stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd like that. And I will say with Reggie, something I'd like is, and I know this is unlikely, but I'd like me as a playable character, or him as a playable character. I'd say the me, because that seems more feasible. Although with the custom moves, I really want a me playable now. But yeah, I will say, I'd like Reggie as a playable character, where he gets to do stuff like, you're doing it, and suddenly he'll do, like, acting out the stuff like he does on the presentation and stuff, and that damage, so it'd be awesome. His final smash is his zombie face.
That'd be funny.
But yeah, anything else you want to mention about Smash Brothers?
I was just gonna say, I think they put the extra feature or whatever, like bonus stage or the running thing on the 3DS so that the Wii U one won't be overpowered by it. Everyone wants the console one, but now the 3DS has something extra too.
I think they said the Wii U is gonna have an exclusive mode too.
Yeah.
Is it?
So I think it's probably more likely that the 3DS couldn't handle the Wii U's mode.
Okay.
It's really stupid to gimp the Wii U one for a handheld console. No offense, but that'd be stupid in my opinion. So I think they've gone the other way of they've given something that the handheld can do. So you've got an exclusive mode that kicks ass, it's like a dungeon mode and a run and stuff. And then I think the adventure mode's probably going to be similar to Smash. I reckon I can see it being similar to Subspace Embassy, but without the actual cutscenes. Because that's almost what Smash Run looked like.
Yeah. Well, I know that some of the stages are supposed to be exclusives per platform, so yeah, it makes sense to have even more. Although it's kind of, what I found funny was when they showed the stages, it was like, oh, here's the 3DS stages, and then here's the Wii U ones, and I'm like, oh, so they're like just different versions of a similar one, okay. Because like some of them, it's like, here's the Kirby stage, and here's the one on the Wii U, and I'm like, that looks really similar, it just has stuff in the background, okay.
Yeah, they have said some of, although like 90% of them or something are going to be different, I believe, or something. But I think some of them are going to be, a lot of them are going to be the same, just reworked versus like the 3DS or something. They should take advantage of what they have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, they definitely should.
Like,
well, they should make it so you'd want to buy both versions. That'd be the.
Which I'll probably end up doing anyway. Just shut up and take my money.
They should make it so you can buy both versions. But what I mean by take advantage is, for example, the Pokemon level on Wii U, I think should be like a Colosseum. So it could be like the final thing at the Pokemon or whatever, but it should be like a Colosseum, like the Pokemon Colosseum. Because the Colosseum games and Stadium games and shit have been on consoles. Whereas when you turn over and you go on the handheld one, it should be something like you're inside like the grasslands or something, wild Pokemon coming out or something. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, or like the Sonic ones. Obviously, the console one is basically Sonic Lost World from the looks of it, which that was on both, but let's face it, that was more of a Wii U one, like the one they showed off. The handheld one should be something like one of the Sonic Rush game levels or something like that, which is a handheld exclusive, and do it that way. Like, I think they showed off this one, but the Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks one should be on 3DS only, whereas the Wii U one should have something like a Skyward Sword level or something.
Well, I like with the stages when they showed, I want to say it was Fire Emblem, I could be getting that wrong, where it was like, oh, it's some kind of temple. I'm like, that looks like Hyrule Temple from Melee. They're just like, oh, it's not a Zelda stage anymore, it's Fire Emblem. And it's like, yeah, okay, fine.
Yep.
But I guess that about does it for the topic. That was really cool. Seems like we're all looking forward to Smash Brothers. Yay!
Everything is awesome.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
I will say I find it extremely sexist. Why does it have to be Smash Brothers? Why couldn't it be Smash Sisters? I mean, come on, there's Peach, there's Zelda, and Samus. Why not?
Well, because the Mario Brothers, have like some kind of like, I think they're financing it because they're so successful in all the other games. They're the one who's shelling out the money and investing in the whole arena and allowing all the other, people to come together. Like, they're paying transportation for, like, the bus that takes from Pokemon World to, like, this world.
Yeah, and I will say as well, before we go, thank you, Richter, when you mentioned the Metroid of basically Zero Suit Samus, for saying you thought her shoes looked ugly as hell.
Yeah.
I will say thank you for that. Thank you for not doing the cliched insult I saw online. People were like, that's completely impractical for fighting. Whereas other people responded, yeah, but dressed as a plumber is completely practical. What the hell is wrong with you people? Every character is dressed in practical for fighting because otherwise they're not going to beat those characters. What the hell's wrong with you?
That's true.
But saying they're ugly makes complete fucking sense. They did look kind of ugly.
Yeah, they didn't fit.
But I will say the glowing stuff over her breast, I did like the look of that, and I don't mean that because it's a breast either, I meant it was a cool highlight.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, the rest of her was fine. Her head was a little big, but just those boots didn't fit with all the other stuff she was wearing.
Rocket boots. No.
But yeah, so this was another XGR. Thank you everyone for joining us, and I'd like to thank the people with me today, Chris A.K. The Mole, and Anastasia Laserbeam.
My pleasure. I think we just lost Pew Pew right at the end.
Yeah. she'll be back.
But
but we will see you all next week. Thank you. Goodbye.